Hey everyone, SweetJohnnyCage here, back with another guide for Final Fantasy XVI. This time I'm going to show you how to defeat the Flan Prince, which is the 7th Notorious mark on the Moogle Hunt board. This Notorious mark will not be seen when you are riding around. It is sort of buried under the surface, but once you ride around this area, either on foot or on a chocobo, it will show up. So it's here now for me because this took me a couple tries, but your first time through this area, it will not be here. You do just have to walk around this little field in order for it to appear. All right, so the Flan Prince has a bunch of moves. You will have fought one of these things a little earlier on while going through the volcano area, but I do recommend waiting until Uncle Byron joins your party. Complete the main story quests within the hideaway, and then venture out to this area once Byron joins the party. This way you have a little bit of help. He does some decent damage. Okay, so the Flan Prince can cast pretty much all different types of magic, and whenever he casts a really big spell, he will jump towards you if you run away from them. Now, it's a pretty damaging jump attack, however, it is easily dodged. So if you can use a precision dodge to get around it, that allows you to deal a decent amount of will damage. The boss does have quite a lot of health, so you do have to be very careful with this guy. This fight will go on for a little while. It took me about 5-6 minutes to kill him. My first time, he just thrashed me, so you gotta be very careful. Whenever he is casting a spell, you don't need to start running away until the spell is actually cast. Each one of them has a pretty big charge time. The only one I recommend running away from a little bit early is the Earth attack, which you'll see in a little while. Otherwise, you can just keep wailing on the boss until the spell actually shows up. So Firaga, you want to back away after the orb has been in the air for a couple of seconds because he's going to chuck it right in front of you. Tornado, again, you can just hit the boss until the orbs actually show up on the ground. There will be 2 waves of orbs. It's not just one set. A second one can show up underneath your feet, so you got to be careful. For Blizzaga, just look out for the blue marks on the ground, and then just avoid them. Typically, after a magic attack, he will use some sort of physical attack. He will either open his mouth and rear his head back and then fling it at you, or if you run away, he will jump towards you like I mentioned before, but either one can be dodged, no problem. Alright, so now that the boss is staggered, we are just going to dump everything that we can into it. Pile drive, judgment bolt, aerial blast, anything you can. Use your limit break, whenever. It builds up really fast, so just use everything. While you're using your limit break, don't forget to mash up on the D-pad to have Torgal sick the boss. Doesn't do a ton of damage, but every little bit helps. I know I say that in pretty much every guide, but it's really easy to forget. Alright, so once the boss gets below 50% HP, it will start dual casting spells. It can combine any 2, so you just gotta be careful. And like I said, with Blizzaga, you can just sort of stand there. With Firaga, you can get a few attacks in before you move, and just sort of the same vibe, but it's just 2 attacks in a row. Hands Down is its new really devastating attack in this phase. It will attack once with its right arm, once with its left arm, and then it will attack with both hands. You can avoid either one, and you can, of course, do some precision dodges with it. In this phase, the boss will also start doing its lunge attack right in front of your face. It is no longer a ranged-only attack. It's difficult to tell when it's coming. It, of course, can be dodged, but it's just really difficult to dodge, so just take your time with it. Even if you eat it once or twice, it's not that big of a deal. Just come here with a couple potions, and you'll be just fine. The boss only uses it a few times in a few minutes, so you should be fine. Alright, so once you get the boss down to 50% will damage, make sure to use Deadly Embrace from the Garuda tree, and then you'll be able to pull the boss down, get some big damage onto it. This attack here, I just sort of walked around it. I don't know, it didn't really hit me at all. You can precision dodge it. I think I probably just got lucky there without it hitting me. I tried to use Rook's Gambit here, failed miserably. Now I've got to hit a high potion, and you'll notice that the next time I get the boss stunned, I'm going to forget that I do not have Torgal's menu open, and I'm going to end up wasting 2 potions, but that's just the way it goes. Alright, so we have Tornado here. The boss leaps towards me and then hits me with another leap, and then this attack here, I failed at the Rook's Gambit, but it still counted for the dodge, which was nice. As you can see here, I do manage to do a precision dodge on that big spin attack. During Hands Down, you cannot stun the boss. Even if it is at 0% will, you cannot interrupt that attack. Kind of frustrating, but if the boss is at 0% will and you're not feeling comfortable dodging that attack up close, just back away, and then as soon as the attack is over, it will get stunned. That 0% will come into effect. That's pretty much it. We're going to unleash everything we have once again on the boss, and then it's going to go down. Like I said, this boss has quite a lot of HP, so it's just going to take a while. The big attack to look out for is, of course, hands down, as well as the leaping attack. Anytime you run away from the boss, it will always attempt to catch up to you. Thundaga, it only used this one time. It's the only time I ever saw it. I just ran away from it. Didn't seem to do much to me. I thought maybe some orbs were going to spawn on the ground, but other than that, it was just a trail of electricity. So just don't stand close to the boss when you see that name, and you should be okay. But that's it. Don't forget that part of the reward for this Notorious mark is a special crafting item that you need in order to craft a certain recipe. So you still need a Scarletite in order to craft that full recipe, but you'll get that later on, and that's it. All right, if you have any questions, please feel free to leave a comment. I'll do my best to help you out. If you're looking for more guides for Final Fantasy XVI, please subscribe to the channel so you get alerted when new guides go live. If you're interested in supporting the channel monetarily, please consider becoming a channel member by clicking the join button below this video. You can also leave a super thanks by clicking the heart icon below this video. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter and join my Discord. The links for those are in the description below. As always, I'm SweetJohnnyCage. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time. Bye-bye.